It's me, unapologetically T, and I'm here. And if you don't know by now, I don't have working AC, and I barely have a working car. Like, the bitch is gonna break down again at any moment. So, like, you know, just do what we can over here. Do what we can. I'm rich in spirit, and waiting for some shit to materialize, waiting for some shit to shake. But until then, I just make do with what I got. But one of the things like that came up for me today that made me want to do this video is a lot of times, definitely with social media, I feel like when we were younger and we would watch like celebrity culture, so basically people who were famous, people who were idols, and those are the false idols that like we're not supposed to be worshiping. Like, we're vessels, we're messengers. Like, the concept of stars, like, people don't even look into that like deeply. Like, a star, they call them stars because they shine bright, they're talented, they're gifted. There's a lot of stars that are not in the limelight that you literally come in contact with every freaking day, and because they don't have the notoriety, you mistreat them. You mistreat them. I find this a lot too. Like, it ain't even just in one area of life, but I find it in business. Like, you don't never know who the fuck is who. And that's why I like when Keith Lee came out. Like, he literally was sending other people to go pick up the food from the businesses to get a real review, because the average person literally is not gonna get the same treatment as someone who a business deems famous. You gonna fuck yourself every time. You better treat people the way they're treating you. I ain't gonna say how you want to be treated just because, like, I don't like the culture of like treating people kind that ain't treating you kind. But treat people the same. Like, don't idolize people over the next one. I know some pretty motherfucking great people that didn't make it out of, you know, not even that they didn't make it out of poverty, that they don't have notoriety, they don't have fame, they don't have the spotlight. I know some people who are famous that is the motherfucking shit and running shit, but they don't even have like the notoriety and the fame. Like, you wouldn't look at them like A-list and all that stuff. But then you also got some A-list celebrities who ain't shit. Like, so like that's why you ain't supposed to idolize false gods. Like, that's why you're not supposed to idolize people. That's why you're not supposed to idolize things, because literally God is a consciousness and flows through us. And so when you start to idolize people, you put them on this pedestal that they don't need to be on. A perfect example for me of idolization of a person is my mother. I treated her like she was God. She was law. Whatever she said was to do. And I had moments in life where I rebelled. But I started to realize, as I started to heal my mother wounds, is like, I looked at her as like a blueprint, and she wasn't. She was just human. And she was living her own human experience. She was battling her own, you know, demons and all that stuff. And unfortunately, like, for me, she didn't do well. So, and there's some things, like I always say, like, the whole truth is she did some things great, but in comparison, she did not do, in comparison, it don't compare for me. So, and that was something I had to work on. That was something I had to realize, like, my mother is my mother wasn't my God. I always look at it like I can view us as a God, but I cannot view us as the main source, and I cannot idolize, and I cannot put people on these pedestals. Like, you and I are the same. I don't want nobody put me on no pedestal. The shit I talk is a consciousness. It flows through me. I'm a very inquisitive person, so I have lots of questions, and a lot of answers find me. So the same way that, you know, like, you have questions, I have questions, and luckily for me, I'm not gonna say luckily, blessed be me. You know, a lot of answers find me. Some shit I don't have access to, and I have to wait and trust the process and see. And so a lot of times we have to combine and pool our knowledge so that we can understand things. But we don't need to be putting each other on pedestals. We all fall short, and anybody that's trying to make you feel bad for falling short is I wouldn't even fuck with them. I would let them go, because I think the man that knows something knows that we don't know nothing at all. Like, we know what God allows us to know, and shit is always ever evolving and changing. Things are always ever evolving and changing. So I think the wisest man knows that he knows nothing at all. And to know that means that you're not out here judging the next person for their downfalls or their shortcomings. Matter of fact, if you're smart, you're paying attention and you're taking note to where they went wrong. You learn from others. You can learn vicariously through others. Like, be wise, be smart, don't be a fool. And we all play the fool sometimes. So that's another thing. It's balance, it's discernment in all of this. But that was a segue, idolship. If you want to know modern day idolship and what it looks like, a big modern day idolship is how we idolize celebrity and famous culture. How we idolize influencers. We literally call them influencers because they're doing what? They're influencing you. That's why I don't want to be called an influencer. I don't want to influence you. I don't want to influence you. I want that you were curious about something and my content found you. I don't want to be that I am producing this content because it's trending and it's popular. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want that authentically this consciousness flowed through me and my videos were made and they found you because you were curious about this thing. That happens to me all the fucking time. Like, every time I'm curious about it, I want to learn something about it, or I pray and be like, God, can you please send me, you know, information, like, or send me in the direction of this, or help me have more knowledge on this. I always end up bumping into it bumping into me. Like, you don't have to anxiously seek what you want to know, what you want to have. It'll find you. And it's hard. It's hard when you grow up in survival to fucking just relax and have peace in that. It's a day-to-day thing for me. I really believe that anxiety is a spirit attachment. And even once you get the spirit attachment removed from you, you literally are still, you know, cleansing your space. You're cleansing your space. You're cleansing your mindset. So it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. So literally, if there's anything out here, do not worship the messenger. Do not worship the messenger. Because, baby, I'll give you a message that is rich, that is good, but I make mistakes. I make the same mistakes that sometimes I tell you not to make sometimes, and I have no problem with coming on here and telling you that. Like, I have no problem with telling you where I fall short at. I am a spiritual being living a human experience, and I'm not perfect. I'm imperfectly perfect. I'm designed to be just who I am, and I live my life trying to be everything to everybody else but myself. And so, of course, I made hell of mistakes. I made some horrendous mistakes. I did a lot of things wrong, but I never had a problem with admitting that. I always had a problem with admitting what was done to me by other people because they were so horrific. They were so horrific. It was so fucked up. I couldn't understand it, and I just felt like I was the problem because it kept happening to me. Like, I was the problem, and part of it, once I got grown, yeah, but not as a child. Not as a child. So, really, like, I don't know. I wanted to talk about idolizing things and people. I've been guilty of it. I have to always check myself at the front door for it, because we meet beautiful spirits sometimes, and it's just like, oh my fucking gosh, like, I'll never forget. I didn't even meet the person. Like, it was just like, just coming to contact with them, like, it was just like, oh my fucking God, where have you been all my life? Like, I've never experienced, you know, an energy like yours. Like, and just going through this process of like, bitch, that person is human just the fuck like you. Like, and I always knew this concept. Like, I'm a real nigga at heart. Like, I always knew this concept, but everybody can get starstruck. Just pull your shit together. Like, pull your shit together, pull yourself back together, and get to it, because you'll start too, baby. So, like, you definitely gotta stop idolizing people, places, and things. Excuse me. And I was about to say, but I got choked up. I was about to say, don't idolize yourself. Some people idolize themselves too much, and you get to be that narcissist. So be careful. Have balance in everything you do. Seek balance. Sometimes some situations call for extreme measures. Just use discernment. And you know, you'll get through whatever you got going on. Another part of this video was, I mean, that's like really the biggest part, but I was thinking about something else when I made this video. A lot of it is like, just because somebody has the notoriety, you putting them on a pedestal and stuff like that. So like when we were younger, yeah, that's what it was. I got it now. My bad. You know, it's neurodivergent over here. You go here, there, everywhere. So like, it's very, very different. I gotta catch it. So when we was growing up, we didn't have social media to this extreme. So I'm talking to my 90s and back. My 90s and back, and mainly my early 90s and back. We didn't have a lot of social media until we were probably about like, kind of like teenagers. We started to like get our social media, and mainly it was still used to like to chat and connect. We kind of used it to like link up with people, party, and do whatever the fuck else we was doing. We was minding our business, our grown ass teenage business. Baby, when I look back at my like teenage years, like I was a grown ass mama, but a child still. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how like that teenage version of me had to be grown. It was no bullshit. Like, it was weird. Looking back on it, when I was going through it, like, it was just it. Like, I was just doing me. But now looking back on it, it's like, god damn, like, you didn't even get to be a kid. Like, you didn't even get to be a kid. I did get to make some stupid ass mistakes, but I definitely held myself to a certain degree that I didn't get to be a kid. But saying all of that, our social media was different. A lot of social media today is heavily influence based. A lot of kids did not grow up with researching skills. A lot of these kids ain't growing up with the research skills that we had to have. Like, look it up in a dictionary, look it up in an encyclopedia. Like, so they don't even know how to fact check. That's number one. The information literally is easy to find now, but it isn't easy to find because it's just oversaturated. And, you know, they're trying to destroy knowledge. So, and that is one of the ways that they do it. They put so much shit out here that you have to sift through it. But people are going to have to start using their intuition plus logic. You have to use both. You have to utilize both. I would say lead. When I say lead, I mean start with your intuition, but use logic to balance out that. Because you can't go based off all feelings. Like, you gotta have some balance. Now sometimes it calls for extreme measure, and you gotta trust you. gotta trust you and not nobody else, whether you have facts or not. So saying all of that, and the truth is relative depending on who you ask. Like, that's funny. Okay, so let me stay on focus and on target. So when we had social media, when we had like celebrity culture, TV, we got a lot of our celebrity culture information from TV and tabloids. And if you knew somebody, so like if somebody had a family member that was a celebrity and all that shit, like you could get information that way. So connections, who you connected to. But a lot of our shit was just like whatever they wanted us to know. Like the media would cover up shit all the time for celebrities, but the media, like the tabloids, like the paparazzi, would expose celebrities. So like we literally would look at celebritydom from that angle. And it's like now we got so many different types of celebrities. You got, you know, like you got socialites who are like social media famous. You got people who are TV famous. You got people who are world renowned, like they're known all across the world. And one of the things that I've realized that I hate about people being famous is this culture that only shows them as their perfect selves. And anytime any light is being shown that they're fucking human, we the people act like we absolutely fucking hate it. We get judgy. We start to judge what they do. I'll never forget when Jay and Beyonce had Blue, and y'all motherfucking clown these people because they wanted their daughter to have her natural hair out. She even had to make a fucking song with it. She like her baby with baby hair, like an afro. Like, she had to make a song talking about how she liked the nigga features. Because y'all hate yourselves. And anytime when you see a human being a human, you hate it. Like, so that means that in your regular everyday life, you are hating yourself. That means in your everyday regular life, you are hating other people. Hate breeds misery. Hate breeds misery. But one of the ways that I was thinking like we can combat this is if we just normalize people being normal. I mean, not normal because like what the fuck is normal? Sometimes it is normal. Statistically speaking, there is an average, and that's what normal means. And I'm not normal. I'm not the average. Like I can be at this end of the spectrum, I can be at this end of the spectrum, and I can be also normal sometimes. I can do some average shit, I can do some really crazy shit, or some really, you know, slow processing shit, and I could be very much at the other end of the spectrum. I kind of like to live on this end, but I have to find balance and ground and all that stuff. So it's all a balancing act. But let's normalize like showing people who make it in any industry, any type of limelight, like showing authenticity, showing that you practiced to get here. Whether you was given a God-given talent or not, like you nurtured your God-given talent to make it to where you are. It's funny because like a lot of times, like now, we used to go follow celebrities in their stories like back in the day. Like they would put it in their album art and album cover. We don't get that shit no more. Like I love having albums, whether they're vinyl, whether they're CDs. Like I love having something I can physically touch. I love having the art. I love having the visual art. We used to get the pamphlets where like celebrities would literally describe, you know, like something about themselves or the music or the process or whatever. Like they would give us something extra and add it to the music so we could even understand it even more from their lens, while still letting us, you know, view it from our own lens. We don't get that anymore. They used to actually have like their lyrics in it. They used to actually have who, you know, who helped write the song, like who was behind the production. We don't get that anymore. We don't see that no more. Like I want to see credit. I want to see credits. I want to see credits. I want to see practice. I want to see practice makes perfect. Like, that's why I be trying to do my videos like how it is. Like, I'm not perfect at this shit. I've been writing all my life. I've been writing since I could write. Since I could hold a pencil in my hand, and baby, like, that was traumatic. I was a left-handed person. Like, I have trauma laced all in my shit. I was a left-handed person. My daddy was left-handed. My mama would take the pencil out of my left hand and shun me and be like, you gotta write with your right hand. There ain't no right or wrong to this shit. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Let people be themselves. And now I'm fucking ambidextrous, so I gotta be able to be like, well, shit, well, she thought she was fucking controlling me. She made me goddamn twice better. Like, like, I'm both. So you gotta take the good with the bad. But I just, like, I want to see authenticity again. I want to see the practice. Like, I remember Kobe was my favorite basketball player. God, you know, God rest his soul. Peace and love to his family. He was my favorite basketball player growing up. That man used to practice. Yes, he was naturally talented, but that nigga was devoted to his craft. That nigga was devoted to his craft. You see all these people who make it, and then, like, you miss the origin story. You miss the origin story. You miss that a lot of people was struggling, or a lot of people was, you know, starving, and they built themselves up from the bottom. Like, and not all of them are like that. Some people got connections, but that still don't mean that they won't put in that work in. We do not show people putting that work in. People putting that work in. People having character development. People starting out as trash. Some of us start out as complete fucking trash. But we have a vision. And we keep on working at it and working at it and working at it. And when you see people in the positions that they're in, you just think it came easy to them, because nobody is showing you that this shit ain't easy. Nobody is showing you that they was living in their car before they made it. Nobody, and not everybody's story is like that. Nobody's showing you that, you know, like, they had all this shit happening, but they still kept going. Nobody is showing you that. They're too ashamed, and they don't wanna tell the pain. They don't wanna tell the struggle. They just want you to see them being glorified. They just want to see you, show you the final product. Bitch, it's about the journey. It's about the journey of how we get here, what we go through, how we getting it. And it doesn't matter if you grew up from the ghetto, be your fucking self. If you ain't come from the hood, you don't have to act like you came from the hood to be gifted and talented. You are you. You still special. You don't have to come from the struggle to be gifted. And if you came from the struggle, you don't have to deny you came from the struggle to be somebody. You somebody. You more of somebody. Because they tried to stop you from being somebody, and you still somebody. So let's normalize everybody being themselves. Let's just normalize that shit. That's something we should make normal. And you would cut out a lot of the idolization. You would cut out a lot of the people putting people on motherfucking pedestals, and people just be themselves. If people just be like, don't you worship me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Don't try to make me be perfect and feel like I can't make mistakes. Like, we just gotta keep. It's checks and balances. And a lot of people is playing by white man's law, white supremacy law. I don't play by that shit. I play by God rules and God laws. Like, I'm gonna be myself. I'm not hating myself no more. I'm not putting niggas on pedestals above myself. You right here next to me. I don't give a fuck how great you is. You great, and that's great. I'ma celebrate you. But you're right next to me. You're not above me. You're not over me. You're not under me. You're right next to me. And even if you fucking behind me, that don't mean you won't be next to me one day. And vice versa for me. I'm behind somebody else. I'm beside somebody else. But what the fuck I'm not gonna be is underneath you, and I'm not gonna be above you. So that just was on my heart. I felt like a lot of this shit is shifting, it's changing. And you can tell motherfuckers is aware of that shit. Like, you can tell that oppression is scared. They're grasping for straws. You can tell that they're scared. The people are waking up. You can tell, like, oppression is shaking in its boots. You can tell, and I'm not just talking shit, this is the truth. This is the truth if you want a truth. And if you want proof, then watch what's going the fuck on. Watch what's happening. Look at what's happening. I smell fear. I smell fear. I lived in fear. I know exactly what it smelled like and what it looked like. I know exactly how it show up. It's fear. But what I do need the people to do is stop idolizing people, because if you idolize everybody else, you forget how special you are. You are special too, and we need you. We need you. So stop idolizing the messengers and realize the messenger came to wake you the fuck up. And sometimes it's not even to wake you up. Sometimes it's to inspire you. Sometimes it's to you know, give you a little nudge. Sometimes it's to give you a reminder. Take the messenger as it is and stop idolizing people, places, and things. And I have to, in most of my videos, I always tell you, I have to take my own advice. I do watch my own videos now. When I first used to post them, I was scared to death of them. I was just like, getting it out. God told me to get this shit out. And I was like, God, I'm a private person. Like, this ain't for me. Like, and God was like, no, you're not a private person. You did that off survival. Like, I made you a truth teller. You're supposed to speak. And I did what I was supposed to do. And I'm living in my truth now. And yes, I'm still a private person when it comes to my personal business that I don't want to share. I choose what I want to share and what I don't want to share, and let's normalize that. I definitely heal publicly so that those who are not meant to heal publicly but are meant to heal can heal in private, can heal properly in private. You can know that you're not alone. You can listen to some of the tips and skills or find your own way, but you can know that you're not alone. I do this shit for you and me. I get stuff out of this too, so it's give and take. It helps me too. So I literally just had it on my heart about just making it a norm to show character development and artistry. Whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's visual arts, whether it's spoken words, whether it's, writing. We never really get to see the character development of the people that we love to observe their art. We never get to see it. So then when the generation after you come up, they're viewing you and your artistry from the lens that in order for them to be what they gotta be, they think that they have to automatically start out perfect. Or they think that perfection comes without flaws. The real perfection that brings you peace is knowing that you are imperfectly perfect already. You are, whatever you produce is what you produce. And yes, you can definitely better your craft. You can definitely better your craft. But sometimes you just gotta start. You just gotta start. Until you get better and better and better and better. Nurture your fucking talents and your gifts. That's why a lot of people don't know what their purpose is, because they feel like they gotta be fucking perfect. They gotta start out perfect, and we gotta change that shit. Our youth is watching, and we gotta let them know they don't have to be perfect. We gotta let them know that they're gonna make mistakes. We gotta let them know that this is what it looks like when you start out. We gotta let them know. And yes, some people are just naturally fucking talented. But even the naturally talented ones nurture their craft. They nurture their craft. So if you are a person and you are being called to do something, it has always been, you know, your passion. Just start. Just start. Be inspired from others, but don't idolize people, man. Like, don't idolize them. And I have to take my own advice. I have to take my own advice. When I give messages, I tell people all the time, like, I have to take my own advice. Sometimes I'm getting a message and I'm thinking I'm supposed to share it, and it's for me. The message is for fucking me. But yes, I'm supposed to share it too. But sometimes the messenger don't realize, like, nigga, you need to take the message too. So I'm learning that. Like, I'm learning that I'm not just sitting out here, you know, like, preaching from a place of, like, I got this shit figured out. I don't got this shit figured out. I be day to day. Like, I be day to day, heavy on my prayers. Heavy on my prayers. Heavy on not trying to overwhelm myself, so I prioritize my day. Like, I can't do everything in one day. So what got to be done? And then learning that, I'm learning that, like, it ain't much that I got to do besides what God calls me to do. Like, all this unnecessary obligation to motherfucking people who wouldn't piss on fire to put me out has ended. It has ended. I don't have no feelings or remorse or no compassion for people who ain't team players. I'm not out here to compete no more. You can't fucking compete with me. You can't beat me. You can't beat me. The only way you can beat me is by competing with yourself. And then you will realize that, like, look, like, it's not about the competition of competing with somebody else. It's about collaborating. It's about getting your shit together so you can collaborate with others. Like, so you can work well with others. But oppression and white supremacy has did a number on us and has made us feel like we had to hate each other. We had to compete with each other. The competition ain't each other. The competition is ourselves. You win when you defeat that shit in yourself. When you tame that shit in you. When you learn how to self-control and self-regulate yourself. When you learn how to face your own fears. When you learn how to wrangle your own demons instead of picking up other people's shit. And I speak from experience. I'm a motherfucking demon tamer, demon slayer, and wasn't even addressing my own. So literally, you gotta focus on you, and you gotta be so unapologetically yourself. When I feel like, you know, people are asking for authenticity and being unapologetically, we're not asking for people to be assholes. We're not asking for people to be obnoxious. That's not what we mean. We don't want to excuse abuse. So just because you tell it how it is, you don't have to be abusive. You don't have to be abusive. You don't have to be abusive. Yes, some people's feelings gonna get hurt when you tell the truth or you tell it how it is. But there are some people that mistake authenticity and being unapologetic with being abusive, with being assholes, with keeping it real. When all you doing is being real abusive, you being real dismissive. That's not my game. That's not my angle. Like, that's not my angle when I say I'm unapologetically. I apologize. I apologize to people. The apologies matter to me. When I fuck up, I'm wrong. And I gotta figure out what is causing me to behave this way. What caused me to respond this way. If I'm being triggered, I'm being triggered because it is something that I need to work on. I can't be like, you know, everything in this world is triggering me. Now, some triggers can be from abuse. You gotta use discernment and know. So when I say be unapologetic, to be authentic, like, I don't mean be abusive. I mean be your most genuine, your most core self. Stay true to yourself. Now, if you is an abusive piece of shit, and that's your truth, it's okay. Go heal. I was too. I still got some shit in me, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So just don't let that be your final truth. You know, work on you. You're supposed to evolve. You don't condemn yourself. Like, work on you. And I'm gonna end this video here, like, cause that's just what I need to get out.